that I had an opportunity to start reading. How many of you go into the bookstores on a weekly basis? How many of you can find a bookstore? Well, there was a time, not that long ago, that we would go into, there was 2 or 3 bookstores not too far from where we lived in LA. And we could go in the bookstore and we could choose a different bookstore each weekend and just really enjoy ourselves and kind of browse for 2 or 3 hours and come out with a couple $100 worth of books. I mean, it was tremendous. It was absolutely, you can't do that today. Not even sure I know where the bookstore is in West LA right now. There's Barnes & Noble in the Westwood. It's not there. Wow. I can't even tell you where there's a bookstore in West LA. There's in Newport, there's one in, not South Coast, the other one. Fashion Island. Yeah, there's a bookstore there, which is where I went and got this book. So I buy my leisure books electronically and download those and read those on a Kindle. But my business books I always buy in a hardback or a paperback because I mark them up like crazy and take the information out of them. But this was a great book, and it kind of really got me to thinking about a number of things over the weekend, and I wanted to kind of share. It's John Maxwell's The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, and talking about growth. And it says, live them and reach your potential. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that today. And the question he posed in the book, and he talked about, was, what great accomplishments would we have in the world today if everyone had done what they intended to do? Whatever you intend to do, door knock, phone canvas, go to class, learn a language, work on your body, eat correctly, whatever it was that you intended to do, what could this world look like? Not just your world, the earth, if everyone had done what they intended to do. He says, to reach your full potential, you must grow. And to grow, you must be highly intentional about it. Write down the words, highly intentional, underline them, and circle them. To paraphrase a thought in the book, he says that, unfortunately, in life, most of us are born. We grow. Every year we grow whether we intend to grow or not, hopefully. We do what we're supposed to do, and some of us go off under this path or that path, but we grow, and that's what we're taught. It's an automatic growth thing. Get it? That's human nature. That's how it works. Yet, if you want to accomplish great things in your life, you need to do this with intention. With intention. Most people don't act as quickly as they should on things. Things meaning thoughts they have. They act on a decision they might make. They don't act as quickly as they should. They find themselves subject to the law of what he calls diminishing intent. Write that down. Diminishing intent, which says the longer you wait to do something you should do now, the greater the odds that you will never actually do it. Think about that. I'm going to get started, to get going, to get ready, to maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Our lives are just full of that. Fascinating thought. Diminishing intent, the longer we wait to do something you should do now. You know you're supposed to eat less. You know you're supposed to exercise daily. You know you're supposed to save some portion of your income for the future. You know you're supposed to door knock and phone canvas and learn your scripts and dialogues to be able to get it done. You know that. Everyone here knows that. And yet, And let me add to that. And you intend to do it someday. I truly, truly believe this. Every single one of you intends to do what I'm talking about every day, every week, every month, or you wouldn't be here. Why? Why keep coming back and listening to this? If your intention is not to, at some point, do this. Am I making sense here? We all have that intention. And yet, every day that goes by that we don't do it, the odds are you'll never actually do it. So, I wrote down here, why don't we act? Why don't we take action? So here's a couple thoughts. One of them, we're afraid of making mistakes. We don't act because we're afraid of making a mistake. So why are we afraid of making a mistake? Our ego gets in the way. So write down ego. We work on, we know we're supposed to do it, but we're afraid of making a mistake. Why are we afraid of making a mistake? Because of our ego. Because our ego doesn't want us to what? Look bad in front of others. Our ego doesn't like it when we look bad in front of others. We're embarrassed. We don't feel good about ourselves. So, not looking bad, because your ego says, don't do that, because you might look bad, you might make a mistake, you might not be perfect at it. It's costing you maybe $1,000, $10,000, $50,000, maybe $100,000 a year. Just because you don't want to look bad. Does this make sense? You kind of getting that? So, here's a question. If you knew that looking bad 5 times a week, you intentionally 5 times a week went out to look bad. You door knocked, you phone canvassed, you talked to somebody, you knew you looked bad, okay? 5 times a week, but that could earn you upwards of $500,000 at the end of that year. Would you be more inclined to intentionally look bad or not? If you knew that by looking bad could help you earn $100,000 to $500,000 a year, would you be more inclined to intentionally look bad more often? Now, the more often you look bad, odds are you're going to get what? Better. You're going to get better at what to say and how to say it over some time, usually a shorter period of time than you think. I wrote down here, so that's one of the reasons we're afraid of making mistakes. Why don't we act? I have to find the best way of doing it before I start. I hear what you're saying, Neil, and that script is okay. It's not me. It's not me. But it's okay. But I'm going to work on finding the best script that says exactly what I want to say and how I want to say it. Or, Neil says to go out and see the expireds, which I will do, as soon as I figure out which ones are really expired and not listed and not sold, because I don't want to spend my time and I don't want to waste my time out there. So what do? You sit in front of the computer and do what? Waste a lot of time. But you narrowed it down to those 30. And then those 30 you don't get to because it was a week later and some other things got in the way. So now you have to recheck those 30 to see if any of those are what? Sold or relisted. Why don't you just take the list, however many there are in that city, map it out so you have some semblance of where to go, and go to the door. And if the person says, gee, or you drive up and there's a sign in front of it, why don't you assume it's relisted? Go visit the house, because you probably haven't seen it anyway. Use it as a preview, and then knock 10 doors around it. Would that be fairly efficient?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Absolutely. No, we're not going to do that either. So, why don't we act? I don't feel like doing it. Big one. Big one on the category. I am not motivated to get it done now or today. I just don't feel like it. So this Harvard psychologist, Brunner, says, you're more likely to act yourself into feeling. Hear what I just said. You're more likely to act yourself into feeling than feel yourself into action. Get it? Take action and you'll feel like it. But if you wait to feel like it, that's probably not going to happen very often. So I wrote down here, so act whenever it is you know you should, just go do it. Just get off your tush and go take care of it. I wrote down here, you can write this down. Preparation, or growth, preparation, preparing, preparation plus your attitude, plus opportunity, plus action equals success. So, preparation, being prepared, getting prepared, learning the scripts and dialogues, learning your marketplace, learning what to do and how to say it, learning what's happening in the market. Your attitude. If you've got a smile, big goofy smile on your face and your attitude is high, and you have opportunity. So the question is there opportunity in the marketplace? Are people listing and selling houses in your marketplace? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So there's opportunity. If there's no opportunity, the formula doesn't work. If no one is selling and no one is doing a loan and there is no market, then I get it. You can't list and sell anything. Yet, every day, every week, every month, properties are being listed and sold all the time. So preparation plus attitude plus opportunity plus getting into action equals success. So, draw a line. Consider this. Consider the awesomeness of the two words, what if. Write those words down. What if. Consider the awesomeness of the two words, what if. What if I did my job today? Wow, what would be possible? What if in the next 12 months I learned one script a month, learned it at a very high level? What if? I wrote down, what if I worked the exact number of days I set out in my goal? I set out on my goal originally for the beginning of the year to work 240 work days. Work 240 work days. I'm not talking 365. I'm not talking 24/7. I don't talk that way. But just do what you say you're going to do. What if? I wrote down here, what if I prospected the exact number of hours each week? Whatever my goal was, I just did that. What if? What if I made all the contacts I set out to make this year? What if I did all the prospecting without interruption? What if I went and previewed 100 properties this month? And then next month I previewed how many? 100? And the next month 100? What if at the end of 12 months, what if I had previewed 1,200 properties over the last 12 months? How would that change my business today? What if? What if I went and saw 5 expireds per week? Excuse me, 5 expireds per work day, 25 per week. What if? Write down, there are 30 work days left in this year. 30. 30. 30 work days. 30 work days. What if I worked and did what I was supposed to do for those 30 work days? I didn't do what I was supposed to do for the last 30 work days. Okay, I get that. But I can do what I need to do for the next 30 work days. And what if I did that? What would it look like at the end of that 30-day period? In the book, it talks about growth and intent. He talks about also one of the most important principles of success is persistence. The art of not giving up. The art of not giving up. Now, they say 44% of all salespeople quit after the first call. Think about that. At least they made the first call, but 44% of whoever made the first call quit. 24% quit after the second call. 14% quit after the third call, and 12% quit trying to sell something after the fourth call. That means 94% of all salespeople quit after the fourth call. Think about that. You're talking, I have too much competition. I had one of the agents ask me last week, quit telling people to go out and hit expireds in the office because everybody in the office is going to be hitting them. From his mouth to God's ears. That would be the greatest day of my life. The single greatest day if every agent at Century 21 Masters today hit every expired there was out there that was possible for them to hit. And everyone participated in it. And they used some form of the hot market script in the conversation. I would, nirvana. Honest, I think the world would shift on its axis. 94% of all salespeople quit trying after the fourth call. And almost half after the first call. No competition out there, ladies and gentlemen. Sales statistics say 60% of all sales are made after the fourth call. So if you don't get to the fourth call, you lose the opportunity for 60% of the transactions that are possible. Because that's what we need to do, is get to that fourth call. So what I say is that you don't close often enough, and you don't close soon enough. Often enough, soon enough. Often enough, soon enough. You want to change something dramatically? Go do what I'm asking you to do on a regular basis. Nobody does 100%, but if you could do 75 or 80% of it, you'd be way off the scale of activities that most people do. And then you closed sooner and more often in the conversation. Sooner and more often for the appointment. Sooner and more often. I wrote down here, for the next 30 days, 2 activities. Just talk to more people. I wrote that down too. Just talk to more people. Whatever you've been talking to, crank it up. We are in the talk to people business. Simple. I say that every single week. We are in the talk to people business. Past client and sphere need to hear from you. Talk to more people every day. Talk to your past client and sphere. Come in on, we have Tuesdays. Come in on Tuesday, you get to role play for a half an hour in the morning. You get the phone call from 12 to noon. You get a training class from noon to 1 and lunch. And from 1 to 2, you get an advanced script class with me. It's a phenomenal day. Take advantage of it. Door knocking, blitz day, talk to more people, Wednesday morning. Be involved. You be involved, you talk to more people, and you run the chance of picking up a $25 gas card. We give 4 of them away. Talk to more people. On Thursday in our Irvine office is a blitz day. So if you couldn't hit Tuesday, talk to Bill. Maybe you can pick it up there on a Wednesday. And then on Friday, we have in Covina. So Covina is doing blitzes on Tuesday and Fridays. Show up. Be part of it. Take advantage of it for the next 30 work days. There are thousands of old expireds out there. Thousands. Maybe in our entire market, tens of thousands over the last 3 years. Properties, most properties didn't sell, right? Say yes. So they expired. What a great conversation to have with them. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, happy. So it's not confrontational. You know, their house expired and they feel bad about it, you know, and it just recently expired. But go back 2 years, go back 3 years. They're not even thinking about the houses. They're not thinking about the market. They're not thinking about anything in real estate. You go up to them and say, you know, I know you had your house listed 3 years ago. It didn't sell. I don't know if you know this or not, but we can get for you in most cases as much as you are asking them, and maybe a little bit more in this marketplace. Does that sound like something you'd like to know more about? Yes or no? But there's tens of thousands of them. Now, is that a happy conversation or a bad conversation? Happy, right? Easy to have. Show them the statistics, what's going on in the hot market script. And then the second part is past client and sphere. Follow up more intensely. No appointments, no money. No appointments, no money. So if you had appointments last week, congratulations, you have a shot at money. If you didn't have an appointment last week, you have no shot at money. Get it? Appointment, money. Appointment, money. Write that down somewhere. Go on an appointment, get money. Wow, I like that. Have an appointment, you have the potential for money. No appointment, no money. I wrote down here, today matters. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. Today, right now, change something. Pick up the phone. You have to take action right now, right as we end this meeting. Take action right now. Call a past client. Call a friend. Call a sphere. Call an expired. Go get out of here and go see 10 or 12 expireds today. Don't spend the next 3 hours on the computer pulling the expireds, trying to figure out what's going on. Go find 3. By the way, most of you have expireds, old expireds on your desk, right? In your pocket, right here. 12 old expireds, okay? You have them, ladies, in your purses. Don't go to the computer. Just get out and go put it in your GPS and go visit them. Go knock on their door right now. Take action. You never change anything in your life until you change something you do daily. What I do daily will bring me success beyond my wildest dreams. And if I do what I'm supposed to do for the next 30 days, I will have a Christmas and a first of the year beyond my wildest dreams. Now let's get out there and take action. Thank you.